is 1775. A spark has ignited, a small flame of rebellion in a land that will soon change the course of history forever. What began as whispers of discontent will erupt into a revolution that will shape the future of a new nation. A nation that will stand for freedom, democracy, and independence. But how did we get here? How did 13 colonies, scattered, diverse, and under British rule, unite to declare their independence? It all begins with something as simple, yet as powerful as a tax. You might think, taxes? That's not revolutionary. But hold on, this is where it all starts. In 1765, Britain passed the Stamp Act, taxing everyday goods, newspapers, and documents in the colonies. But this wasn't just about money. This was about control. Imagine you're a colonist, working hard to build your life, and suddenly the British government decides to take a cut of everything you do. They've never cared about your interests or needs, and now they want to bleed you dry. This sparks protests. Colonists start chanting, "No taxation without representation." Suddenly, ordinary people, shopkeepers, farmers, teachers, are standing up, demanding a voice in the government that controls their fate. The Boston Massacre in 1770 was just one shocking example of the escalating tensions. When British soldiers killed 5 colonists, it was a wake-up call. What had once been whispers of rebellion became a roaring tide. And you have to ask yourself, how much longer could they remain silent? Fast forward to December 1773. The colonies have had enough. They're tired of being pawns in a game they never signed up for. So they take action. And what better way to make a statement than by dumping an entire shipment of tea into the Boston Harbor? The Boston Tea Party wasn't just about tea. It was the ultimate symbol of defiance. Picture it. Colonists dressed as Native Americans, hurling chests of tea into the harbor, challenging the British Empire's authority. It's as if they said, "You want our loyalty? You've got another thing coming." But what does King George do in return? He tightens his grip. He imposes the coercive acts, better known as the Intolerable Acts. This was Britain's response to the colonies' defiance, an attempt to crush their resistance, but instead it ignited a firestorm. The colonies didn't back down. Instead, they convened the First Continental Congress in 1774. Delegates from every colony met to discuss a united front against British rule. For the first time, the colonies were speaking with one voice. They were no longer just a group of isolated, rebellious provinces. They were a collective force preparing for something much bigger. The question now, could this momentum be stopped? The clock was ticking. Would the British back down, or would the colonies take the ultimate step? April 19th, 1775, the moment everything changes. The tension has reached its peak. The British Army marches to Lexington and Concord to seize colonial weapons, but the colonists are ready. In the early morning mist, the first shot is fired. The shot heard round the world. It's a small skirmish, but its impact is anything but small. This moment marks the beginning of the Revolutionary War. It's no longer just about protest. It's about armed conflict. It's no longer a question of, will they fight? It's a question of, how far will they go? And here's the real kicker. At the center of it all is George Washington, a military leader with no experience commanding armies in the field of war, yet he steps up. Why? Because this is a fight for freedom. It's a fight for the future of the colonies. And Washington, with all his resolve, becomes the symbol of what it means to fight against tyranny. His leadership would guide the Continental Army through hardships, impossible odds, and ultimately victory. But can they win? This war is just beginning. The road ahead is long, and the future of the revolution uncertain. What will happen next? Now let's fast forward to July 4th, 1776. This is the defining moment. The Continental Congress meets in Philadelphia. After a long debate, a document is finally approved. It's the Declaration of Independence. This is it, the official break from Britain. The 13 colonies are declaring that they are no longer subjects of the British Crown. No more taxes without representation. No more subjugation. This declaration, written by Thomas Jefferson, isn't just a list of grievances. It's a proclamation of ideals. It's a bold statement that resonates through history, the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But even as they sign this historic document, the revolution is far from over. The battles are still raging. The British are still powerful. And the question lingers, can they truly break free from the most powerful empire in the world? The birth of the United States wasn't just a revolution. It was a testament to the resilience, courage, and unyielding spirit of the people. A revolution born from dissatisfaction, desperation, and a deep desire for freedom. And though the road was long and fraught with challenges, it led to the birth of a new nation. If you enjoyed this dive into the American Revolution, make sure to like and subscribe to Timeline Perspective for more fascinating journeys through history. The past is always just a step away, and there's much more to explore. So stay curious, stay inspired. Until next time.